We're at Chicago Fight Team, right here in the south side of Chicago, home of the $1 Million Man, Lewis Taylor, and soon-to-be $1 Million Man, Belal Muhammad. Get that on camera? Kevin, get in here.
A lot of things people don't think about is leaving your loved ones, the ups and downs, the every time you have to leave your wife for a fight, or just not seeing your mom, you know, and missing all those family functions. They just see the card, they see the fight, you know. They just think that the shine. They're not as in tune to what fighters really have to go through to get to where they're at and what they have to sacrifice.
Man, being a fighter is a huge privilege for me, man. I would be able to do things that I would never probably have done in my life beforehand. I've fought in Australia, I've been to Mexico, I've been to Florida, man. I've been all around the world, seeing things that not a lot of people see, man. And just experience things that not a lot of people experience. And just that, the feel, the rush that I get into that cage, man, there's nothing in the world like it, man. And then just to be able to do what I love every day. And like I see every day I'm in Chicago, man, I see family, friends, guys, my boys are sitting here working 12 hours a day at a store. Man, that was a life growing up. You think, all right, you know, most Arabians in Chicago, we're getting cell phone stores, grocery stores. We're working all day, literally 12-hour shifts, then going home, watch TV, and then going to sleep. Everybody living the same life. Literally 10, 15 dudes I know all living the same life, doing the same exact thing, man. And I was like, I wanted to get out of that. I went to college, went to school. Then all of a sudden I started training, started watching the sport, started training, loving the sport, man, and the things the sport has done for me has been humongous, man.
Oh, it's fascinating. I'm trying to make sure you don't get hit. We get shot. Oh!
There's not many people that walk through the door that are just pure natural sponges and believe in the things that you have to offer and tell them. There's always some hesitation built on most people. But with Belal, he's always a sponge. He always has an ear. At least he's gonna listen. And like I tell people, you know, use what you can. If it's, you know, and if it doesn't apply to your style, then don't. But if it does, then, you know, always be willing to have an open ear. And with him, we started this journey, and at the time I was with Strikeforce, and then he was fighting locally, and then we just kept building. And then when I was going through my lows of my career, down on my luck, trying to wait for the next fight, he hit his stride. And so a lot of my success is also piggybacking off of his success, because I was able to continue to fulfill my dreams through him, you know.
Check those low kicks because his toes are pointing a little bit inside. Ooh, that was on the shin.
Oh, he catches him early.
Oh my God!
That is
unbelievable!
$1 million Lewis Taylor.
That is getting crazy! Oh my! Wow!
Jumped into that left hook.
I wouldn't be nowhere near where I am today without Lou. Man, Lou changed my life, honestly. Like, I was sitting there in school at U of I, and I was sitting there looking at the newspaper, and I seen Lewis Taylor in the newspaper, and he was my old high school wrestling coach, and he was fighting for Showtime, and I was like, what the heck? I messaged him on Facebook. I was like, hey, you're fighting? He said, yeah, stop by the gym, man. If anybody's ever met Lou, that's how Lou is. Lou's open arms to everybody, and it doesn't matter if he knew you for years or for a day. He's gonna talk to you like you're his best friend. And he brought me into the gym, man, and just what he's done for me has been amazing, man. Like, he's taught me from the ground up what to do, the right roads to take, man. That's what I feel like changed my life, honestly, because I see a lot of these up-and-coming fighters where they don't have a mentor to look up to or somebody that's showing them the right route to take. Like, you see guys that'll sit there and be like 1-0 and they'll fight a guy that's 10-0 that you know that they're building up off him. So that guy's gonna end up losing, and then all of a sudden he quits fighting, and you never know what could have been. With Lewis Taylor, man, like, I would sit there and I would tell him a fight when I was growing up, when I was coming up. He'll pick the right fights for me, tell me, oh, calm down, dude, you're only 3-0, we don't need to do this or that. Show me the right techniques, man. Like, all these guys nowadays are all in the same bubble, man. Everybody's throwing the same strikes, everybody's learning the same wrestling, everybody's learning the same jiu-jitsu. Lou's shown me that you got to think outside the box. Like he always says, like, the champions, there's always something special about the champions. They're always doing something different. Not all champions are the same. Not all champions do the exact same thing, man. You have to sit there and change the game, man. It's martial arts, so it's an art form. So he always taught me that you gotta treat it like an art form. It's not the same, oh, jab, cross hook, right kick, jab, cross hook, left kick, like most of these gyms are teaching nowadays. And like you see it in the fighters where none of them are creative out there, and then once the jab, cross hook doesn't work, they don't know where to switch up to next. Like with him, I learned how to adapt. You adapt in the cage, you adapt in the training room. You learn it, once you have that level of adaptation, man, the fight game's so much easier, man, and it changes everything, man. It changes what the game could be.
Put him in side control.
When you tell Lou go light, he goes hard.
How live are we going?
Submit.
We're going normal human light.
Live, I said.
We go live, a little live. I take you down, then we go live from the ground.
See that? You running a handicap on you.
I'm saying, this is a ground day.
Okay.
Unless you want to go from the feet, I don't care.
I always find it important to go over the basics and just go through like stuff that you might have forgot about when you learned in high school or something, but you need to bring that back to the top of your memory so you don't got to think about it, so it's instant. And that's a lot what we're doing here with Belal, is just going back to the things he might have forgot about, the basics. Because the new, the stuff that's trending above the curve, every big gym is working on. He got Daniel Wanderlei on top of that for him. Duke Roof is on top of the striking. So I'm just always trying to think outside the box and trying to make sure that everything's patched up so that we're not forgetting nothing.
Hold on super tight, like get your arm around his head from there. Hold on super tight.
Yeah.
Drop to your left hip and throw your right heel in the pocket, right into half guard. And then go, yeah, now you have at least an anchor to the floor. I'm originally from Queens, right? But my fiance lives in Florida. My family's in New York. I trained in Milwaukee. I live with Belal while I'm in Milwaukee. And I fought June 29th in Minneapolis, went to Florida, spent some time with my fiance, and I had to leave her to come, help Belal, because I feel that it's like part of my duty, to be here for my teammates. They're there for me. Not only Belal, but Paul Felder, one of our other teammates, is also fighting on the card. And I've also known Paul for about 10 years, since before we both got in the UFC. So, my fiance wasn't happy, that I'm leaving her, and I already spent enough time away from her. But, I felt like I had to be here for Belal, and, Belal's he's a different kind of guy. Like, he would literally do anything for you, and, I moved in with him, and we've become really close, and it's not just about me, Like, if I want to be successful in this, I also have to help my teammates. So I need them in order, for me to do my thing, and they need me for them to do their thing. So, but we're also, at the end of the day, we're friends too. So I'll do anything for him, and I know he'd do anything for me, so that's why I'm here for him.
This is about to be the biggest stage I've ever fought on right now. I'm fighting in Abu Dhabi in the Middle East on the biggest card of the year. To me, I think, with some of the biggest fighters in the world, man, one of the huge stars in the world, a star that I look up to, Khabib Nurmagomedov, somebody like that I know that Muslims all around the world are looking up to him. All these Muslims around the world shine a light on him just because of the way that he holds himself, the way that he's a champion. He's not one of those champions that has to talk trash, do this or that. He's a humble champion and a respectful Muslim, and he does it down to the T, man. Not a lot of people are like that, and not a lot of people represent Islam and the Muslim community like he does, and it's a huge honor to be on the same card as somebody like that, and to be in the same light as him, man. And people are sitting there telling me, "Oh, you and Khabib on the same card, this is huge." Just to be on that same light as somebody like that, it's huge for me, man, and it means so much to me to be fighting in the Middle East, because I know that all those fans there, none of them are going to be angry or drinking or throwing ratchet stuff out there when you're walking out, screaming nasty stuff that usually get out here, just mostly 90% due to drinking or anything like that. I know out there is going to be the fans that are going to love the sport and going to respect everybody on the card, no matter who they are, whether they're Muslim or not, just because it's a part of the religion. They're going to respect everybody, and I feel like it's going to be a huge show for the UFC, and it's going to blow up after this.
You know, I'm Christian, and he prays 5 times a day. I pray as much as I can throughout the day. I wake up, I pray. In the middle of the day, I'm praying. Before I go to sleep, I pray. So, you know, although we're not praying to the same gods, we're both on that same page where we both know that we have, you know, God in our life. And I think that even though, you know, we don't practice the same things, at the bottom, you know, the pillar is God, you know, and we both share that in common. And I think that's a huge part of our relationship, actually, because we both know without God, none of this would be possible. But to see him being able to go to Abu Dhabi, and I'm going with him, so it's super exciting. And, you know, that's a really, like, historical part of the world. It's like there's a lot of religion there, and everyone, you know, it's a place of, like, respect and discipline. And it's going to be awesome to see him take that all in. And, you know, I know it's not his motherland, but it's close to it, and you know, all the other Islamic and, you know, Muslims that are going to be there. I think it's going to be an amazing experience, and you know, God is for us like it's the top of it all. So I mean, to see him with his Muslim brothers, you know, Lou's coming with us. He's recently you know, converted to Islam, so I think it's just a huge part of who he is as a person and what makes him the man he is.
Going to Abu Dhabi is a dream come true for him. It's probably the closest place that he's gonna get to his home of Palestine, and it was an opportunity that as soon as we heard the UFC was making, we was like, we gotta get that card, and Allah blessed him, you know? And it was always, man, you see this, inshallah, we hope we get it, and he got it, you know? He's a faithful Muslim, and this is gonna be a great opportunity for himself and his family and other Muslims alike, is, you know, to just cheer and clap for his own. No difference to being in some of the fights that we have in the United States, but it's just opportunity and having a chance to be a part of history and to make the best of opportunity. That's all we have in life is opportunities. When you get that opportunity, you got to make the best of it. You got to, you know, what they say, hopefully everything goes your way. You train hard, you don't slack, and God willing, it's your night.